City, Iowa. This is ABC 9 News at 10.
Razor thin, that could be used to describe what's left of Hillary Clinton's lead in the race for the Democratic nomination for president. Bernie Sanders is now only 3 points behind Clinton in Iowa, according to the latest poll. Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Jenna Rehnstrom. By this time tomorrow night, we may know who has won the Iowa caucuses, but at least for now, it's too close to even guess. Tonight, we'll be covering both the Democratic and Republican frontrunners as both swing through Sioux City this Sunday evening, hoping to hold on to single-digit leads going into Monday. We begin with Hillary Clinton, who spoke to an estimated crowd of 500 people at the Sioux City Convention Center. Chelsea Clinton joined the former Secretary of State as the family has been campaigning in Iowa all day. After she talked to voters, Secretary Clinton sat down with me for a one-on-one interview. I asked her what she thinks about her slight lead over Bernie Sanders. Are you confident you can win Iowa? And are some feelings from 2008 and Barack Obama's surge at the last minute kind of coming into your head?
I have to say, I feel very good about this campaign. It is close, and that's why it's important that people who support me come out and caucus tomorrow night. We got good news that the blizzard won't be here until after midnight, so you don't have to worry about the weather, because I think so much is at stake in the election of 2016. And I'm thrilled to have the level of support, the enthusiasm that I see in the crowds and what our campaign has built. But it all comes down to who shows up tomorrow. And I think if my supporters show up, we can do well. But that's what it turns on.
I want to ask you, you were on This Week with George Stephanopoulos this morning, talking about the State Department's announcement Friday that those 22 emails won't be released to the public because they're deeming them top secret. You've wanted those emails released.
Right.
For a voter and an Iowan hearing all this back and forth and the issue keeps coming up, should they be worried about how trustworthy you are?
No, not at all, Jenna. You know, as I said this morning, as I've said for months, and remains the fact, I did not send or receive any material marked classified. I take classified material very seriously. I was in the Situation Room advising the president about what to do about bin Laden. And this is an interagency dispute. It is unfortunate that it's been plagued by leaks and other kinds of shenanigans, but the fact is, it's like Benghazi. The Republicans kept raising it, but I testified for 11 hours. All the questions have been answered. I can't prevent them from continuing to try to make that something. But I'm going to keep talking about what Iowans talk to me about. And what they talk to me about is what I talked about here today, the economy and jobs and health care and college affordability and student debt and education, the things that are on people's minds.
And earlier this evening, Clinton spoke to hundreds at the Sioux City Convention Center. Deborah Souverain picks up our team coverage of that event. She's live in the studio with more. Deborah.
Jenna, tonight was Hillary Clinton's final push on the campaign trail ahead of tomorrow's big election. And today in Sioux City, as you mentioned, she brought along a special guest with her to help rally Iowans to commit to caucus. With just 24 hours before the Iowa caucuses, Hillary Clinton is leaving no stone unturned and no Clinton at home. Chelsea on the campaign trail with her mother in Sioux City Sunday, and Bill delivering a video message to the crowd of close to 500 people at the Sioux City Convention Center. But the most important message of the night came from the Democratic frontrunner herself.
Please go out and caucus tomorrow night. The storm is not coming till after midnight. Plenty of time to caucus. We'll get all the votes counted.
It's the final time Iowans will hear from the former Secretary of State before votes are cast in the First in the Nation caucus.
But what's really at stake is a very different set of values and a vision for what kind of country we should be in the 21st century.
For Hillary, that vision includes equal pay for women, a higher minimum wage, tax reform, and a plan to make the U.S. the world's leading clean energy powerhouse.
There are so many new jobs that we could be creating. I believe that this is all possible, again, because what I have learned here in Iowa.
As those in the crowd weigh their options for tomorrow's big election, some are leaving more committed than others.
Hillary is a real fighter, and I think she can stand up to all the opposition and do the right thing.
The closer we get to caucus, I have been on the fence between Hillary and Bernie.
I like the idea that she's raising the minimum wage if she can.
Putting this out over the last months.
Hillary Clinton has maintained her front-runner status in Iowa. However, her lead is dwindling. A Des Moines Register poll released last night has her just 3 percentage points ahead of Bernie Sanders, placing the two in a dead heat for the win. Reporting live in studio, Deborah Souberain, ABC 9 News. Jenna?
Deborah, on the Republican side, the newest Des Moines Register poll has Donald Trump still at the top with 28%. Ted Cruz is behind him with 23%, and Marco Rubio is polling third with 15%. Trump was also in town tonight, packing people in for a rally in the downtown. ABC 9's Jess Plew was there. She joins us now with more. Jess?
That's right, Jenna. Hundreds lined up down the block of the Orpheum Theater for over 3 hours.
And sorry, we'll get that package to you, that story to you right now. Again, Donald Trump filling in a lot of people in the Orpheum Theater for that rally. He was introduced to the cheering crowds and also got a few cheers when he gave a local nonprofit a pretty huge boost. That's thanks to a recent event he held to help veterans in Des Moines. Tonight at his event, Trump presented a check for $100,000 to support Siouxland soldiers. The group was nominated by a local supporter when Trump announced he'd hold an event to benefit veterans last week in Des Moines. More than $6 million was raised total, and Support Siouxland Soldiers says this check will help a lot of people.
Well, Support Siouxland Soldiers started as a care package program about 10 years ago, just right across the street, sending boxes of candy and snacks to the troops overseas. And over the last 10 years, we've grown significantly thanks to this wonderful community, very patriotic community.
Support Siouxland Soldiers says they are a nonpartisan organization, but they're thankful for the support. We'll now check in with Tim Seaman. He's been reporting from caucus headquarters in Des Moines. He tells us how things are shaping up for tomorrow.
Jenna, welcome back to Des Moines. We're on the floor of a Caucus Central here, where a worldwide pool of reporters will be telling the Iowa story of Japanese papers. Finland right here will be in the front row tomorrow night. They'll be telling the story not only of who wins Iowa and heads to New Hampshire with a head of steam, but also the Iowa story. Does Iowa deserve to be first in the nation in 2020? Well, with their new Microsoft app ready to go, both parties say they're ready to go as well.
Our activists are ready, our volunteers are ready, the party's ready. We're very confident that it's going to be a smooth, efficient, accurate caucus night for the Iowa GOP, and we're excited to send people on to New Hampshire and let them continue this process.
And I think it's a real testament to all three of our candidates who have really made Iowa a priority. We've seen them travel all around the state, north, south, east, west. They've gone urban communities, they've gone to rural communities, and they've made their case directly to the people. So we're really looking forward to a great caucus night tomorrow.
Jenna, I'll be here in Des Moines reporting throughout the day tomorrow, and folks will want to stay with us, especially tomorrow night as well. A special half-an-hour show beginning at 5:30, and then from 7 until 10 o'clock. As the results come in, we'll be live from here, as well as there in studio. In Des Moines, Tim Seaman, ABC 9 News.
And make sure to choose ABC 9 for your caucus coverage tomorrow as we bring you team coverage and analysis. We'll have special caucus coverage from 6:30 to 10 with Tim Seaman from Des Moines, in addition to our regular newscasts at 5, 6, and 10.